Letting go of negative energy. Oftentimes, we encounter negative energy and we become a part of it. We express it through our thoughts, our words, our actions. And when we catch ourselves doing this, we ramp up our thinking and try to get rid of this energy from a brain based level. Oftentimes, this is not productive because we simply allow our emotional charge to lead, and that energy often just reloops on its negativity. And this is counterintuitive because even though we become aware that this is happening, we simply allow it to happen because we are so attached to that negative energy that is giving us fuel. Our natural defenses are compromised, and this negative energy is what is now driving us forward. In order for us to gain a better perspective, we need to will ourselves to break away from that energy flow and see things objectively. This is part of viewing your journey from a higher self perspective. And why is it important to view our person from a view of a higher consciousness? If we do so, we're able to calibrate our energy and our actions, especially when we suddenly get sucked into being defensive. By the way, on a side note, we become defensive because we're so pushed or we push ourselves into our ego self perspective. When things happen unexpectedly and we react from our ego self, it is our automatic framework that responds instantly. Our framework fires up on all cylinders, and suddenly our emotions get the best of us. And it is not till later that we realize that we were simply reacting from an automatic framework from within our fight or flight response, and we were not utilizing our dynamic energy of our ego and our higher self as one, as we should be doing in order to further ascend and move away from any dark and negative energy. The more we become aware of the structure of our inner energy and how subconsciously we respond, and the reason why we respond in such a manner, then we don't need to spend a lot of time regurgitating on our whys and being defensive. Simply accept the truth and move from a position of empowerment. What position of empowerment is this? It is the energy of duality and our ability we can develop to have a higher self view on who we are and our journey. Back to the point of calibrating our energy and our actions. If we naturally become defensive or move to run away from a situation, this is where we must spark the action of calibrating our energy. Calibrating our energy means doing an honest self assessment, being aware of where our energy is and where it's going. Don't allow these little negative energy monsters to grow. Don't allow this negative energy to grow into something that you can't handle. Simply shrink them and remove all negative energy away from your energy sphere. Begin by letting go of overthinking and overanalyzing. I think that oftentimes, and I am also guilty of this, we put ourselves in such a loop, or as I like to call them, reloop, reloop. I'm pretty sure you know what I mean by this. We just give it so much fuel, so much power to the way that perhaps someone slighted us, or perhaps something that happened before a long time ago, but we were still reliving it rent-free within our minds. So this is something that we constantly have to be working towards breaking away from this. And honestly, I don't think we can ever 100% be completely broken away from this natural tendency to reloop the past. But the more we become conscious of it, the more we work towards it, the better we get at it and the better success we get within moving forward and not looking back. Know how to completely shut down overthinking before it happens. One of the ways you can do this is with the 3 S's technique. And I go through that easy to follow step-by-step process on a previous module if you want to go back and revisit the 3 S's technique and the 3 S's duality technique. And another thing is that we have to suggest and persuade negative energy to depart away from us. This will also help us in not becoming addictive into further negative energy. Negative energy can become addictive if we don't shrink it down and move it out of our system. If our negative energy continues to grow, it will be something that our ego self will expect and oftentimes even put up with. But let me ask you this. Do you really want to live life in such a way? And you might be 100% right in being angry. You might be 100% right and correct in being annoyed towards a circumstance, towards somebody else. But you have to ask yourself, how is this really going to help me? How is this making me more productive? We should shift our energy to a higher frequency so that we're not so reactive to everyday issues. It's somewhat counterintuitive, but once you do so, you will realize how many new, fresh energies there are. This is the true meaning of abundance. All that you seek already exists within the universe in energy form. Now let's create ascension so that we may connect with that energy and transfer it into our daily lives. Calibrate and leverage your inner energy by gaining focus and clarity. You can do this by asking yourself an energy calibrating question such as, do I wish to continue to reload negative energy into my mind, or do I wish to lead with my higher self? The question again is, do I wish to continue to reload negative energy into my mind, or do I wish to lead with my higher self? And another question that you can honestly ask yourself is it really worth it to remain on this low vibrational level? Again, the question is it really worth it to remain on this low vibrational level? At times, we don't want to change, but if we have such a question ready and we spark it up when we need it the most, we might give ourselves an honest answer from which we can work from. At times, it will not be easy breaking down strong negative emotions, but the more we rehearse a process that works, the better we will get at dealing with such situations within ourselves and with others. Don't overamp your brain with excessive thinking. Instead, simply ask a question that you've set on automatic mode. Such question can be, am I leading with my higher self? Again, the question is, am I leading with my higher self? This question surpasses and elevates way above any other questions you might naturally ask, such as, am I in the right? For instance, you might say to yourself, I know I'm getting into a heated argument with this person, but I know I'm on the right. This presupposes that there is a right and a wrong side, and as long as you're right, you are winning. But are you really winning? Well, I would say not necessarily. You might be winning from a mental level, which traces back to your persona, and this is in regards to your ego self. So you might be winning on an ego self perspective, but are you just feeding the same energy that exists on that plane, on that vibrational level? In other words, it might seem like you're making progress, but you're not really ascending. You're not attaining that higher self vibrational level that is needed in order to truly ascend and ultimately transform. We must sync our energy in order to ascend. That energy consists of our ego and our higher self. Have a plan and utilize techniques and insights from this program. Become aware of negative energy, calibrate it, and take the right actions. When you become aware of negative energy, reflect subjectively on how it affects your ego and your higher self. Allow this process to move you towards being focused and relaxed. It's time to awaken. This essential process will prevent negative energy to continue to go around in circles, continuing to reload, whether it is on a daily basis, weekly, monthly, or even yearly. Why not see yourself in the best light possible? Let's use this light and energy that we are manifesting in order to carry on forward and not dwell on anything that came before. Allow yourself to let go of the past, even if the past was just moments ago or years ago. Use it as reference from lessons learned and reflections on what to do next time, but don't relive bad past moments. Focus on the now. Become aware of the now, but not just from an ego self-based level, but from the duality that both of your ego self and higher self provides. Allow your ego self to look up and see your higher self. Show appreciation, love, and devotion to your higher self. Allow your higher self to look down, almost as if it was another universe, and allow your higher self to instantaneously zoom in all the way into Earth, into your country, zoom in into your town, your room, and see at the core of what it is, of what it represents. It represents love, appreciation, devotion, and it gives you these things and connects your energy with all that abundance that you are seeking. Having energy view from one side towards the other is the unifying of energy of duality that will transcend to new spiritual heights. Within every area of your life, from your health to your relationships, wealth to abundance, allow that journey to ascend. You already have these amazing things within your universe. It's just a matter of materializing them from energy form and into your daily physical life.